I am a mother of a child with a disability caused by a malignant brain tumour she had at the age of 3. My daughter went through 2 brain surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and 2 level 1 orthopedic surgeries in Poland, Germany, and the USA. As a result of the disease, she has hemiplegia, a weakness that affects the right side of her body, and epilepsy. She requires daily movement to keep her motor functions from declining. She does have physiotherapy input, but as every child forced to do monotonous exercise since the age of 3, she does not love it. I work as a research associate at the Department of Brain Sciences at Imperial College London and completed my PhD in the Neurohabilitation Unit at University of East London, researching the roles of motor learning in neurorehabilitation. As a neuroscientist, I recognise the need for providing enriched environments to maximise development and minimise the effect of brain injury. Since my daughter was little, I was looking for options to help her reach her potential and work on her weakness in a joyful way. Motivation is key in any rehabilitation program, so I knew I had to find a form of movement that she will love. For a person with poor control of the leg, it is difficult to feel the joy of exercise on the floor, and one day I found out about a possibility of exercising in the air. My daughter has been working with Lindsay since 2017 through the Joy of Movement at the circus. She developed joy of movement in general and recognises the importance of regular exercise to enhance motor functions. She has worked with great determination. She can now show off to her peers unique, impressive skills and show them she can accomplish something. It is very important to her, since her motor disability prevents her from doing most of the regular sports and compete with able friends. It is important to her also because of social stigma of disability and epilepsy that makes her deal with shame and social rejection. Circus gives her a chance to be able to do something very cool. She feels at home at the circus. That is by history a non-judgmental, inclusive environment. One recent highlight of her journey was when my daughter performed a special aerial act in a professional theatre. I was proud to see how hard she worked, how focused she was, and how important it was for her. Lindsay worked on creating, directing, and training for this act, at the same time making sure she facilitated my daughter's creative expression instead of controlling her, which gave her freedom to tell her story. Her act was about a girl with a disability who enters the stage using a crutch, and when the audience would think she was not capable of anything, she drops the crutch and performs an impressive show in the air. It was a truly magical moment, and she received so many words of appreciation after the show, accompanied by tears. Lindsay listens carefully to the information that the needs and limitations, has great knowledge about human motor system, and always seeks to find out more. Even more, she always has endless energy, patience, and is extremely in tune with creating inclusive environments. Lindsay became an adult best friend to my daughter, always giving attention, support, cheering for her, and encouraging her to achieve more. Through circus and through her personal engagement, she has contributed to my daughter's physical, mental, and emotional growth. Sincerely, Adela Dewaska, PhD.
I've been training aerial hoop with Lindsay for 3 or 4 years now, give or take. Taking classes with her has not only improved my strength and my understanding of it more than I ever expected, but also created this inclusive, joyful, and really special space to return to each week. Her classes are challenging and they're fun and they're inspiring and they're totally unlike any other learning activity I've ever taken part in. Lindsay's enthusiasm and her generosity make her an incredible teacher. She has an absolute gift for bringing out the best in people and for championing that in them. I always leave her classes feeling happy and productive and inspired, regardless of my own physical ability or what I could or couldn't do that week. Lindsay weaves together all these different dimensions of physical strength and flexibility with also emotional openness and grace and a genuine belief in her students. Training with her has been a really positive experience for me. Her warmth and her enthusiasm are infectious, and her classes just do wonders for my mental health. I've never expected to experience this much sense of achievement and growth from taking up these classes, and I consider myself really lucky to have ended up here.
Lindsay takes a very detailed and thorough approach. She's an amazing explainer and really kind of dives deep into getting you to understand how a move works, like physics, actual physics, which really helps it click kind of internally, and then can kind of just replicate it externally. I also think Lindsay does amazing warm-ups that are never the same every single time, and again, really, really thorough, and also a bit of a workout in themselves, and incredible cool downs, which again are above and beyond, so thorough, and take it away from just physical exercise and looking after your body for training, but actually looking after your mind as well. And I really connect with all that stuff. Aside from physical strength, flexibility, technical knowledge and skill, I've gained a new community and a stronger passion and an ability to be able to take my training away and use it in my own time and train on my own. So also independence and confidence. Whilst I am still suffering in the throes and depths of depression, I can promise you that I would be a million times worse if it weren't for Circus. Circus, and with Lindsay as my teacher, is kind of my anchor in my week when I feel like I can't do anything else. I will always go to Circus, and I will always leave in a mood that is a lot better than I was in before. It keeps me grounded, it keeps me sane, it keeps my body physical and active, which I personally really need for my mental health. I get a sense of achievement and like I can do something when I go to Circus in a world that makes you feel that you can't always do anything. I come away from Circus feeling inspired and creative and like I am capable, and that's down to Lindsay's teaching.
Lindsay was a brilliant teacher who took great care to give us knowledge and empower us on ways to train smarter, care for our bodies, and ways to enhance our individual creativity. Not only have I improved my strength and flexibility, but I have gained a really rounded foundation of aerial circus. I absolutely love the 4 weeks, and I would recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I really feel like it's changed something more fundamental for me than developing skills and technique, though obviously that is also great. So yeah, credit to Lindsay. Also, what a fantastic teacher. Honestly, I've been taught by many different people and many different types of learning, and Lindsay is just the most enthusiastic, positive, supportive human you've ever met, and she really understands, oh, there's my email. She really understands where you're at emotionally and physically. She knows when to push and she knows when to be kind. And honestly, like, she was the heart and soul of the month. If you're thinking of doing any training, whether you're starting completely from scratch or you're a performance professional, I cannot recommend working with her enough. It's just been such an incredible experience. So thank you so much to you, Lindsay.
Since I started training with Lindsay, I've gained a lot of strength, a lot of flexibility, but most of all, I gained a sense of joy in the way that I move. I think before, when I exercised, I was mostly exercising because it felt like something I had to do because I didn't like my body very much, whereas now I exercise because I love my body and the amazing things we can do. I love that in classes with Lindsay, they're always really fun, they're always really varied, but also I can see progress week for week for week. I see I'm getting stronger and better at things. I think lots of that is because Lindsay just has this absolute confidence that I can do moves that I think I can't do. And I believe her and find that I can do way more than I thought I was capable of. So doing Hoop with Lindsay has really changed the way I think about myself and my body. It makes me more confident. It makes me more confident in my body. It makes me more confident in the rest of my life, because when I can do these amazing things in my Hoop class, it gives me confidence to give things a go outside of Hoop. So training with Lindsay's been amazing. I really recommend it.
More of a self-awareness with my body, understanding that if we push ourselves, our body just isn't going to keep going. And and that we have to be attentive to our needs. Also, that a deeper understanding that self-care and enjoyment of an activity is what breeds success, as opposed to pushing yourself to the point of collapse for the sake of a move. It's just not worth it. The course absolutely put a spring back into my aerial life. Lindsay was such a caring and attentive teacher. There was no judgment on anyone's skill level, and you were constantly praised, which was just lovely. Taught me techniques in self-care and self-training as a circus performer and teacher. And I feel very enriched and excited to carry on with the level of fitness that I've got and training on rope and hoop and trapeze. I would 100% come back and do the course again with Lindsay, now. Yeah.
To try and get rid of some trauma from being at another circus. So after I'd had my second daughter, I'd had a really terrible birth, and my stomach muscles had split. And I thought that going back to exercising at a different circus class would be a nice form of fitness. And the teacher there just totally destroyed my confidence, and I couldn't do anything in the class, and I felt absolutely horrible. And after I did maybe 2 classes with that person, that lady, I stopped and I didn't do any circus at all, and felt really bad about myself and my figure and my weight. And then a girlfriend of mine and myself joined the Forgotten Circus, and Lindsay literally changed my life. She is one of the most inspirational, encouraging, supportive teachers. Her classes, I never feel like I can't do something. I never feel stupid. Everybody at the classes that I've attended always have been really welcoming and accepting. And I think I probably do it for the social aspect as well. I'm a single mum. Everybody, especially Lindsay, is so supportive. And that's the environment that Lindsay creates. She's like a fallen angel. She just is so in tune with the emotional and physical needs of people. You know, her warm-ups are always fantastic. The other day my class that I had, I felt like I'd really hurt a muscle inside my chest. She immediately knew what it was, immediately gave me these stretching exercises to do, and then the next day it was totally gone. Totally inspirational. And that's also why other people that then have done those classes want to start teaching for her, because she is just, she's brilliant at what she does. She's a very wise soul on very young shoulders. In lockdown, I had a very difficult time, and one of my daughters, because I was getting divorced from my ex-husband, was having a really tricky time. She was homeschooling. Because I was teaching, I was unable to support her in any way. I was downstairs online the whole time, and she put on an excessive amount of weight and was feeling really sad, and very sad that I was breaking up with her dad. And so we started coming to the circus, and it was amazing. Lindsay's amazing with my daughter. She is, again, just, so encouraging, so supportive. It's the only thing that my daughter enjoys doing. She doesn't like to socialise, and she doesn't really like coming out of her room, and she doesn't really like any exercise. And yet Lindsay and Lindsay's dog, who's like a therapy dog, have really changed the way that she feels about herself. And she always talks about how much she loves the circus, and that's like her escape. And that's down to Lindsay. That's not, that's nothing else. So it feels like therapy when you're with Lindsay. Amazing. And she incorporates so many different aspects of things. She incorporates lots of yoga within work, lots of breathing, lots of stretching, lots of sort of inspirational teachings and healings. And so all of that makes everything feel like a special journey when you're in the Forgotten Circus or, at her circus classes. And yeah, I mean, she's brilliant. She went through this big time where she was allowing her clients to have ginger shots if they wanted them. And that was really good form. Or it might be that she's just focusing on breathing, or she's given hugs, or whatever it is. So thinking about body image too, I do feel much better about myself because I feel much fitter. But I feel as a mother that's had 2 kids, I feel that my body is stronger because of her classes. And I wouldn't be doing it because I don't really have the extra cash if it wasn't something that makes me feel so good about myself. Thanks, Lindsay.
So thank you so much, Lindsay, for everything that you managed to teach us within the month, and also still to this day. I feel like even after this course, I can still give you a text and you'll help me through everything. And the guidance that you have and the way you explain things is always so clear, and you just understand people, which I think is a really important quality to have when you're a teacher. I'm no longer just being in the air and doing different shapes. I'm performing and telling people a different story with every different act I do. I've learned how to use other pieces of equipment in a safe environment, and just not being afraid to approach new things and start a whole different chapter in this crazy career that I have. So thank you so much, Lindsay, for giving me the tools that I need to further my career and to progress. And I would highly recommend you to anybody, whether they are complete beginners who've never done aerial before, whether they are advanced performers who have been touring all over the world for years. You have so much knowledge that you can share with people, and you know exactly how to guide people in the right directions to achieve their goals. So thank you very much.